Los Angeles Clippers made a big move. They went and got Marcus Morris from the Celtics, right? Is a good 3-point shooter. Doc Rivers, the coach of the Clippers, was the former coach of the Celtics, so he's going to be able to help that guy with that transition. Now, look, the Lakers are still the favorites to win the NBA championship, but I'm not going to lie. Do not underestimate, not just the Clippers, because they have a fantastic owner. You got to give Steve Ballmer credit. He is a phenomenal owner, all right? Any franchise would be lucky to have him as your owner. Yes, he's worth $43.2 billion, but that's not what makes him a good owner. There's a billionaire that owns the Detroit Pistons. I actually know some of his family, and they're good people, right? But having money doesn't guarantee success, is all I'm saying. Steve Ballmer is extremely passionate about basketball. He's extremely passionate about making the Clippers a winning organization. And he showed that when he went and got Jerry West. Do not underestimate how brilliant of a mind Jerry West is. I don't know if you know this, but when they asked Shaquille O'Neal, how do you fix the Lakers? This is when Magic left and all that happened. They asked him, how do you fix the Lakers? And he said, if I'm Genie Bus, I go and I get Jerry West, greatest mind in basketball. And he's absolutely right. And I don't do a good Shaq impression. That's fine. But you get what I'm saying. He said, go get Jerry West because that guy's the most brilliant mind in basketball. What does Jerry West go and do? He gets Kawhi Leonard. He gets Paul George. Then he goes and he does another trade. They got some serious dogs. And I'm stealing that line from First Take. But they got some dogs on that team. Patrick Beverley. I remember, what was his name? LeVar Ball, right? He came out and he was like, Patrick Beverley who? Because Patrick Beverley shut down Lonzo when he was in the Lakers uniform. And he was like, oh, you're just talking about Pat Beverley because he shut down Lonzo. No, Pat Beverley, first of all, is a bigger player than Lonzo Ball has ever been. All right. Lonzo Ball is on the verge of, he pretty much is a bust at this point. When you're the number 2 pick in the draft, you got to be better than what he's done so far. And still, he's still young. Who knows? Maybe he'll develop. But Pat Beverley is real. All right, he hits threes. He's a major defender on a team. He's a heavy contributor to what the Clippers are doing, and you got to like that. Then you got Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. I mean, you're talking about some of the best players in the world there. And the rival right now, what everyone talks about, especially here in Los Angeles, all you hear is Clippers, Lakers, Lakers, Clippers, back and forth. You hear it a lot here locally. So if you're not getting that over on the East Coast in Boston and New York and Florida, I get it. But man, definitely here in LA, it's Lakers, Clippers, really on a daily basis between Fox Sports and ESPN Sports Radio. And, because Fox Sports represents the Clippers and ESPN 710 is the Lakers station. So, I'll tell you, it's going to be interesting to watch. I think this is going to be the first time ever that, both teams are definitely going to be in the playoffs. And when they match up against each other, I mean, if that is a must-watch television, I mean, we're ready for it now. Let's just put them at the top. Don't get me wrong. There are some teams in the West that's very competitive. Don't sleep on Denver. Don't sleep on Utah. Don't sleep on the small ball Rockets and what they're doing over there. They can play too. James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Those guys can show up. Can they beat the Clippers or the Lakers in a 7-game series? I highly doubt it. I don't see that. Definitely Los Angeles is going to be in the finals in the NBA finals. Is it going to be the Clippers or is it going to be the Lakers is the big question. Now, if I have to choose, it's tough right now. I'm not going to lie. Using sports perspective to figure out at this early in the stage of what's going to happen is it's going to come down to this for the Lakers and the Clippers. And the Clippers are ready. If it was today, if it was the NBA playoffs starting today, I would say the Clippers are going to be in the NBA finals. But it's not today. So there's growth that can happen, that needs to happen on the Lakers team. And they can't just depend on LeBron. First of all, Anthony Davis is not being used in the fourth quarter at all. That has to change. So Vogel, maybe you're saving him for the second half or after the All-Star break. I'm going to be keeping a watch on that. But Anthony Davis has to start closing some of these games. Anthony Davis is the future of the Lakers, not LeBron. LeBron is the present, but Anthony Davis is the very near future. LeBron is not going to be able to keep up this level of production at his age with this amount of mileage on his legs that he has, more than maybe any other player we've ever seen. All right. I think LeBron's going to last, but to produce at the elite level that he's producing, first of all, it's a remarkable thing to watch. But second, how long can he keep doing this? I really don't know. So Lakers need Anthony Davis to start stepping up. He needs to start being the man. And LeBron needs to do his part to tell him, look, fourth quarter, you're taking over this game. And they got to start beating some teams with winning records, because that's something else to be worried about. Those are the statistics that matter. How do they do and how do they show up? It's easy to beat up on the crappy teams, you know? It's easy to beat up on the Atlanta Hawks and the Orlando Magic, or you know, the Phoenix Suns, which even Phoenix Suns sometimes, you know, they put together a good game the other day. It's easy to beat those teams, but are you going to beat the Clippers? Because you guys are 0-2 against them, right? It really doesn't matter as much in the regular season, but now we're getting closer. So the later games are more important. When they play again, we'll see who wins that game. But you got to start beating the Rockets. You got to start beating the Utah Jazz. You got to start beating the Denver Nuggets. You got to beat the Dallas Mavericks. You got to beat the Portland Watch out for Portland and Memphis. Those are two teams at the bottom, whichever. They both might get in, but those teams at the bottom of the West are dangerous. You know, I don't think Memphis will be as dangerous this year as they will be in the years to come, but Ja Morant, and I saw this coming in, that kid's going to win Rookie of the Year. Zion doesn't. If you give Zion Williamson the Rookie of the Year at this point, I don't care how good he plays the rest of the season, that's just a travesty and a crime. Ja Morant is the Rookie of the Year. The Memphis Grizzlies have a lot to look forward to in the near future. They're going to be extremely competitive. And Damian Lillard and the Portland Trailblazers have turned it into another gear. They got robbed on a terrible call. I don't know if they would have won that game. I mean, it did cost them the game, but I mean, there's no guarantees they would have won the game against the Jazz. But Damian Lillard, oh my God, I do not understand. I heard the other day, Colin Cowherd made a mistake on this. He said, there are only several number one players in the NBA. There's only a few of them that we can count them. And that's LeBron, that's Kawhi, and he said a couple other. He said maybe one more. They said Luka's not a number one yet. That's wrong. He is a number one. Damian Lillard, they forgot to mention, because Damian Lillard, first of all, in the first game after Kobe passed, he was the one who showed up with that Mamba mentality and showed up that night. And man, raining threes. He's been on a scoring tear lately. So Damian Lillard, I mean, if he keeps this up, we may have to put him in the conversation for the MVP of the league. All right, so do not sleep on the Portland Trailblazers and Damian Lillard, because they are doing amazing things over there. Those guys are really starting to turn it on. They have a losing record. They've been dealing with injuries. They got McCollum back. There's a lot going on there, and watch out, because the Blazers are going to sneak in the 8th spot. I think for sure. Maybe Memphis and the Trailblazers are going to be there. So covered a lot in this episode. If you want to comment, please do. File it down below. Look, I don't sit here and edit my videos and stuff. I bring it to you in one take.